So we are done with the authentication part. What's left? Well, this questions handler, I guess. So let's create that one too, and this won't take too long. It will be just a glorified file server. And we are almost near the end of our application. After implementing this questions handler, we will be able to test our application as well. We'll follow the same convention that we have been using, and for our handler, we'll create an internal handler questions folder and create a questions.go file inside it. And in that handler, first we'll strip the query part of the URL because we don't need the query string to locate a file. Then we remove the go.html and HTML from the URL, and after those replacements, if there is any dot in the URL that remains, we regard that URL as an invalid URL and redirect the user to the default page. That's basically to prevent against path traversal attack vectors. And as always, don't forget to check out the lecture notes at this video's webpage for more information about those attacks and how you can defend your application against them. And additionally, if the URL does not start with a context that we recognize, we'll again redirect the user to the default page. And after we sanitize and validate our URL, we serve the file that our generator has copied to user local share physdist folder. And here's how our user local shared physdist folder looks like essentially. And we are serving files from this folder basically. And that should be it. Once we start our server, we can navigate our files. And when we visit this restricted premium content, we are asked to log in or sign up. And once we sign up and go back to see the restricted content, we'll need to complete the subscription form to be able to see the content. So there's one minor thing that I forgot to fix, so let's do that real quick. For that, I'll go to the subscribe handler and get the user's profile from the session. And if there is no profile, we'll redirect the user to the login page because the user needs to log in before they can subscribe. And if the user is already marked as subscribed in the session, we just redirect them to the home page because they are already subscribed. So there is nothing to do here basically. And if neither of that is true, then we'll render this subscribe HTML and pass this profile information into the template so that the email from the profile can be automatically injected into our page's email template variable. And once we do that and restart our local server, now our email is auto-populated in the form. And once we subscribe, we are able to see the restricted content. So the web application part is working just fine. We need to package this application and deploy it to a Kubernetes cluster. And that's what we'll do next.